Sakari.
We are the children of the one Yahweh.
The chosen.
Ye are the chosen of the one Yahweh. And he has given his love to us. Now everything belongs to us.
But now it's different. Now it's for everybody. But the Bible is saying no matter what, he's always going to choose us. It's never going to be for everybody. Read.
And set them in their own land, and the strangers shall be joined with them.
So we're going to get the kingdom, we're going to get the promised land, and the strangers, which would be Edomites and other nations, they're going to be joined with us. Read.
And they shall cleave to the house of Jacob.
They're going to hold on to us. They're going to keep us close. Read.
And the people shall take them.
But we're going to take them. Read.
And bring them to their place.
We're going to put them in their place. Read on.
And the house of Israel shall possess them in the land of the Lord.
We're going to what?
Possess them in the land of the Lord.
So in the kingdom, we're going to possess these people. Read.
For servants.
For servants.
And handmaids.
And handmaids. They're going to be enslaved unto us. Read.
And they shall take them captives, whose captives they were.
So everybody that had us captive, we're taken captive. Read.
That's right. And they shall rule over their oppressors.
Our oppressors, we're going to be ruling over them in the future. All right? Hey, sister, how you doing today? Get her a flag.
You guys come to make my day better. I feel better.
Feel better?
Life up, yeah.
Well, that's what's up. Give me Obadiah real quick. Because we read two things in Revelation, slavery and death. Here in Isaiah, we read you about the slavery. So what comes after the slavery? Death. Read.
Book of Obadiah, verse 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and the house of Esau for stubble.
So check this out. If you have stubble and you introduce a flame to it, what happens? I'm saying, let's say you had like some pieces of hay.
Oh, just bigger. You talking about going to fire?
Yeah, I'm saying if you put fire to hay, what happens to the hay? It sets on fire. It gets burnt up, right? Read. Read again from the top.
Obadiah 18. And the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame.
So the reunited kingdom of Israel is going to be like a fire and a flame. Read.
And the house of Esau for stubble.
And white people are going to be like stubble. They're going to be like hay, dried up grass in that day.
Oh. And they shall kindle in them and devour them.
And we're going to kindle in them and devour them. Read.
And there shall not be any remaining in the house of Esau, for Yahweh hath spoken it.
So that whole nation of people, every white person across, all over the earth, right? Gone. Death by slaughter. That's the end of the white race. That's prophesied here in the Bible.
You think that's actually going to happen?
Of course I do.
I can feel it too.
Of course I do. I believe every prophecy that's written in the Bible.
Depends on who it is. Like, I feel like it's racist people, like they would get killed.
You think it's only racist people gonna get killed?
Because my little sister's black. I don't believe in that shit. I don't believe in racism.
You say your little sister's racist?
No, she's black.
Oh, your little sister's black.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't believe in that racist shit.
But here's the thing, right? We can read all through the Bible. You got different dads with your sister? Different, oh, like her mom's black. Okay. That's interesting. So check this out, right? When we read in the Bible all the prophecies that were going to fall upon Israel, including the negative ones, right? All the ones that says we were going to go into slavery, that we were going to have to serve these other people. Was it just the bad people in Israel that had to do that, or was it everybody? It was everybody. So when the tables turn and the white man has to pay for everything he did, it's going to be everybody. It's not just the white man that called somebody a nigger the other day. It's going to be the white man that thought that other white man calling him a nigger was wrong. They're going to have to pay together. You know what I'm saying? Because they are who their father is. Read.
So Obadiah 15. For the day of the Lord is near upon all the heathen. as thou hast done, it shall be done unto thee. Thy reward shall return upon thine own head.
So everything that they did is going to be done back to them. When it says your reward is going to turn back on your own head, that means you worked for that. Everything that you put forth coming back to you. You ever heard the term you reap what you sow? Or karma? Yeah, you can say karma too. It goes around, comes around, right? So because they went around killing and murdering and enslaving everybody, they got to get killed, murdered, and enslaved. You know what I'm saying? So now, whether or not your dad actually goes back to our people or theirs will determine where you would fall in all that. Because you could be as nice a guy as you want to be. But if you're an Edomite, you paying the same penalty every other Edomite gonna pay. But if you're an Israelite, then you're gonna be on the side with us. We're not gonna know until we know. Let me read the text. Read the text. Because Yahweh spoke about it. Yahweh said that there were going to be people that we wouldn't really be able to determine whether or not they was us or the enemy. There's some people, because just at a glance, I would have assumed you were white, right? I don't know for sure if you're an right, but I'm saying I wouldn't know for sure if you're an Edomite or not until I inquire. But if you don't know enough to answer the questions, then I don't get enough information to determine whether or not you are, unless you show me something in the spirit. Yeah, we around here all the time. We're around here all the time. You got it? All right, watch this. We're gonna give you this parable that Christ gave. The parable is kind of like a I don't want to say a riddle, but like a story that has a point to it. Go ahead.
Matthew chapter 13, verse 24. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field.
So the kingdom of God is likened unto a man that sowed good seed in his field, right? Read.
But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat.
You know what wheat looks like? Wheat, yeah. Right. You ever seen a tare before? You know what that looks like? A tare is a weed, not like, cannabis, but a weed that looks like wheat. But you know what weeds do is they suck the nutrients out of the earth so that the other plants can't get it. So if you grow wheat, you can eat wheat, you can do a lot of stuff with wheat. But if tares are in your field, the wheat's gonna die. You can't do nothing with the tares. The tares are not nutritious, right? So that'll kill your crop. So this is saying that a man sowed good seed in his field, but an enemy came and planted tares among the wheat. Read.
But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went his way.
Read.
But when the blade was sprung up.
So when the blade was sprung up, meaning when the seeds, germinated and, the grass shot out of the ground, read.
And brought forth fruit. Then appeared the tares also.
By then it's too late. They already done grown up in the ground, same ground as the wheat, right? Read.
So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field?
He came to the master and said, didn't you sow good seed in the field? Read.
From whence did have it tares?
If you sow good seed, where are these tares coming from? Is what he's saying. Read.
He said unto them, an enemy hath done this.
So he recognized and knew right away. An enemy came and did this to me. An enemy came and messed with my field. Read.
The servant said to him, wilt thou think that we go and gather them up?
Hold on right there, right? So the servant said, should I then go gather all the tares, get them out the field, so they don't mess up the crop of the wheat, right? Now the parable here is talking about people, right? So this is talking about people, yeah. That's the moral, right? So when we go out, we say blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the Israelites, right? A lot of people think that we're just being superficial. A lot of people think that I just saw this guy was like, hey, he's an Israelite, without knowing who his father is or anything like that. That's why we ask for your father. Same way. What? Ask me for your father, so we'll get that for you in a second, right? So, say somebody like Bob Marley, for example. You know who Bob Marley is? Right, so if you saw Bob Marley and you had to describe him to somebody, what would you say he was? You'd say, yeah, he looks like a black guy with dreadlocks, right? He's not. His dad's white.
What?
Yeah, he's not one of us.
Oh.
So he looks like us, but he's not one of us. Just the same way a tear looks like wheat, but it's not actually wheat. Right? Keep reading. Well, hold on. So this man is asking, should we gather up these tares and burn them so we just get them out the way? Just like some people will say, hey, let's try to figure out who everybody is so we can kill the enemy and then we can just go on about our business. Read.
Verse 29. But he said, nay.
He said no. He said no. Read.
Lest while ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat with them.
See, because you're likely to make a mistake. While you're gathering up the tares, some of those people that you're grabbing up could be us. We don't know what it is. Read.
Let both grow together
So let both grow together. Read.
Until the harvest. And in the time of the harvest, I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them.
You see that? So it says, let them grow together until the harvest. It means it's not our job to go and try to figure out everything and kill the enemy and spare the those of us that are our people.
So pretty much you're saying let them go up
until the harvest.
until everything pops up.
So when the harvest is, that's the reapers come. The reapers are like the angels. So when the angels come, it says that they're going to gather up the tares first, bind them up, and burn them. So when the angels come back, they're going to be able to separate reliably. Okay, this is an Israelite. This is a non-Israelite. See what I'm saying? They're going to take all the non-Israelites. They're going to burn them. They're going to take all the Israelites. They're going to preserve them. Read.
But gather the wheat into my barn.
Gather the wheat into my barn. So that'd be us going back home. That'd be us entering into the kingdom, right? Is that it on them? Okay. So that's why when people come up to us, they're like, okay, well, the white man's the enemy. Let's just go kill some crackers. It's not time for that, because we can see somebody that we think is white spill their blood, and whole time there was an Israelite, we just didn't know because he didn't look like what we expect all Israelites to look like. And vice versa. We might accept somebody in thinking that he's one of us, and whole time he's really an Edomite or something else, Canaanite or something. You know what I'm saying? So it's not up to us to put people to death right now because we don't have all the information that we need in order to do that right. Well, we know Edomites deserve death. That's not a problem. We know that. But we might make a mistake as far as who is or isn't us. So because of that, we just got to let everybody grow together. And then when the reapers come, that's when everybody gets separated. That's when all the that's when the burning happens, right? Read what you got.
This is the book of John, St. John, chapter 6, verse 24. Judge not according to the appearance, but judge righteous judgment.
See that? Judge not according to appearance, but judge righteous judgment. So if I don't have enough information about you, I can't say one way or the other just because of what you look like. You know what I'm saying? And that goes with really anything, because you might think somebody did something, but until you know the facts, but until you know the facts, you can't condemn somebody, right? It's just like what do they do whenever they put somebody in the news? Oh, this suspect is being charged with murdering his wife. They put that on the news and everybody go, oh, he did it. He definitely did it. He looks like he would have killed his wife. You don't know if that man killed his wife or not. You got to figure it out before you can sentence this dude. But the way things work is a lot of people just go off of what they feel and what they think things look like. So that applies to really just about anything. You know what I'm saying? So you might think you're seeing some old homeless man who's on drugs or something. That could be an angel in disguise. You don't know. So until you know, you should treat him like,
It could be somebody that can help you. What if you're on drugs and
Yeah, he could be. He could be. And maybe you're doing fine right now and he looks like he's not. But then tomorrow you be messed up and he could have been the one to help.
Or you could have been the one to help him.
Or you could have been the one to help him. That's right. But you ask about who your father is, right? I'll show you that real quick. I know you said you gotta go. Give me Numbers 1 day 2.
Numbers chapter 1 verse 18. And they assembled all the congregation together on the first day of the second month.
So we all got together on the first day of the second month. Read.
And they declared their pedigrees after their families by the house of their fathers.
So they declared their pedigrees. You know what a pedigree is? Pedigree is like a lineage. The only time people really use the term pedigree nowadays, mostly with like dog breeding. But if you know your dog's pedigree, that means you know your dog's parents and their parents. You know this is a full-blooded pit, blue-nosed pit or whatever. That means you know his pedigree. So we declare our pedigrees by our families after the house of our fathers. You know what I'm saying? So whatever your father is, that's what you are. Because your father's the one that carries the seed, not your mother. Your father planted the seed that became you in your mother. Your mother carried you and nurtured you and everything like that, but the life came from him. It's the same thing like with plants. You know what I'm saying? Like if you was to grow an apple tree, you need an apple seed. You don't need apple soil. The soil is the soil. So any soil you plant that seed in, as long as it grows, it's going to grow to be an apple tree.
My dad had that seed.
Your dad had what?
My dad had the seed.
Your dad had the seed. That's right. That's right. So I'm an Israelite of the tribe of Levi because my dad's an Israelite of the tribe of Levi. You know what I'm saying? So whatever your father is, if he's an Israelite, then you're an Israelite. If he's an Edomite, then you're an Edomite. Or what happened? There's other nations as well.
The book of Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 7, verse 2. And in my mother's womb was fashioned to be flesh in the time of 10 months, being compacted in blood of the seed of man,
Right.
and the pleasure
of the what?
of the seed of man,
Of the seed of man, read.
and the pleasure that came with sleep. And when I was born, I drew in the common air and fell upon the earth, which is of like nature, and the first voice which I uttered was crying, as all others do.
As all others do. See what I'm saying? So everybody was born that way. Some man had sex with some woman, impregnated the woman, and that, woman gave birth to a baby. That's the only way people learn that. The only way people learn. So that whole thing about Mary being untouched and then giving birth to Christ is not in the Bible. Joseph was there. Got more?
Verse 4, and I was nursed in swaddling clothes, and that with cares, for there is no king that had any other beginning of birth.
There's no king that had any other beginning of birth. And when we talk about Christ, we're talking about the king of all Israel. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't have no other beginning of birth than any of us did. You know what I'm saying? So his dad, his father, was an Israelite of the tribe of Judah. That's what makes him an Israelite of the tribe of Judah. You know what I'm saying? So that is what it is. So just in case you might be an Israelite, my advice to you would be to learn the laws of the Bible and keep all of them. That means the dietary laws, that you gotta be careful of what you eat. Don't be eating abominable foods like pork, shrimp, crab, lobster, and all that. Well, that's good. Read Leviticus, what is that, Leviticus 11? Read Leviticus 11. It'll tell you everything you're not supposed to eat and everything you are supposed to eat.
You guys get an extra Bible?
I don't. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I get Bibles up, but should I have one? Yeah, you can go to the dollar store and get a Bible. Or Goodwill. Yeah. Right. So yeah, definitely get you a Bible, study it up. Really everything, man. Don't be shaving your face, keep the Sabbath. Look us up, man. You see what's on our shirts, Marcel Sakari? Remember how to spell that and look us up. You ever get on YouTube?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I got a phone on my phone.
Look us up on YouTube. There's plenty of lessons on there.
You guys got a Facebook page?
Yeah, we all got Facebook pages. Not like necessarily like a camp Facebook page, right? You know what? Look, tell with it. Give them a flyer. Just in case. Just in case. Just give them a flyer. All right. There's information on there. There's a 12 tribes chart at the bottom that deals with Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in the Western Hemisphere. Good precepts on there for you that we typed out. And in the black, you have contact information right there. So you have YouTube, you have different social media and stuff like that. just the basics, right? We have a bunch of YouTube pages, we have a bunch of Facebook pages, but the main YouTube page is on there. You know, a whole lot of classes, a whole lot of breakdowns, a whole lot of footage of people out in the streets teaching, giving good lessons and things like that. So take it to heart, change your life, repent, and be converted. And if you are an Edomite and it's all for nothing, then you're just gonna die anyway. But if you are an Israelite, then at least you did the right thing, so you have a chance at life.
Maybe this is it. Maybe this is because everything happens too.
Everything happens for a reason.
Everything happens for a reason.
That's true. That's true.
It might happen for a reason.
I mean, it definitely did because it happened, right? So that's what's up, man. Definitely check that out. And you know, if you're an Israelite, we'll probably see you on the other side then.